Hi folks, Jerry from Cherry Hill Remodeling, Home Remodeling. As I told y'all before, you can use that saw right there as a miter saw and as a table saw. As it happens to be, I'm going to be doing kind of that right now with the job I'm working on. So the first thing I'm going to be doing is I'm going to be setting up my cuts. This is my first cut. That's a miter cut. We didn't bring our miter saw because at the time we didn't know we were going to be doing the trim today. But everything went so well during the job, we've gotten to the point where we got the trim, so I'd like to get it going. So we're going to use our miter, or circular saw to do the job with the miter saw. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to get everything set up. I'm going to get ready to cut, and before I do that, I'll set up the camera as best I can so you can see what I'm doing. So I'll be right back with you. So one of the more important tools you can use is your square. This part of the square right here, this angled part, that's a 45. So you put this up against your work in the direction that you need it to be. My line right there, that's a 45, and guess what? My squares are 45. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to hold my saw up against this square. I'm going to make the cut, and it's going to be a perfect 45 every time. Unfortunately, I don't have the equipment yet to be able to show you all this exciting stuff. I'm working by myself today. I'll try to set the camera up so you can get an idea. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my saw, I'm going to hold it up against the side. Your lines stay the same, everything's the same, but I'm going to keep my saw up against this square. Now watch what happens. 45. It's beautiful. It's done. Could have been prettier if I'd have held up the guard. Sometimes when you're making these cuts, you want to hold this blade guard up because sometimes these lips on some models, and on this particular one it normally doesn't do that, but you just saw that it did that, it'll catch. So what you want to do is just hold it up, make your cut. Don't move the saw when it's done till the blade stops, and you let the blade guard back down, okay? So that's one. I'll make the other one. I'll show you that one too. Remember when you're taking your measurements, you want to go from the inside. I need a 16¼ inch piece. So I want to measure from the inside 16¼ not up here. And your cut will be really short, so you don't want to do that. Make a square. Make your line. Now, I don't have to make the line. I could just use the square to shape the line for me. But yeah, it's just a little added. You know exactly where you got to go. You're not thinking, oh, am I going to mess this up or am I going to be too short? You don't have to think about all that. It's all ready to go. So I'm going to be getting my blade guard set up with a little holder upper, and then I'll show you what that looks like. So this is what I'm using to wedge up the blade guard. Little piece of 1/4 inch stock that I had. Okay, now I'm going to come over here and do the same thing I did earlier, and you'll see it's a little easier now that that blade guard is out of the way. See if I can get this baby to go exactly where I want it, which is right about there. Here we go. Perfect, smooth, right on the line. That's what you want. Okay? There you go. 2 45s cut with a circular saw, like I talked about earlier. So thank you for watching. Hopefully you learned something real quick. In case you don't have your miter saw and you got to make these cuts, that's how you do it. Thank you. Have a great day. Bye-bye.